I wish I would have known this when I first started. I would have saved so much money and everything would have been so much lighter. Hey y'all, Oklahoma Huntsman here, and I'm going to go over my saddle hunting setup and how you could possibly save $200 to maybe $200 to $1,000 of possible savings on a setup, and what I've learned through my purchases of going through a saddle hunting kind of experience. All right, let's get equipped. All right, so what I'm using is a Hawk Helim three step with a 4-step aider. And the reason for that is your first ascent is going to be probably your highest. And I'm pretty tall, so I like to get up high as possible. And as you can see, it's pretty long. I'm 6'2". Lay these steps down. And the longest reach I'll get out of this, so I'm 6'2". That's 2 foot above, so that's probably 8 foot. And if I were to put the platform up probably a foot or two, that's good hunting height. But I modified this so I can at least go up one more transition so I can get that extra 4 or 5 foot tall, 4 or 5 foot higher, and not have a stick or aider just kind of in the way down here. So I'm going to go over how I modified this to, I know everybody was like, cam cleat is the way to go, am steel rope. I'm like, I'm kind of a, I wouldn't say cheapskate, but I like to modify things for me so it's easier. And what I do is I still use the basic strap. I tied this on to where it's not coming loose if it were to fall. See, I tied it all together in here around this. And I have this rope at the other end. So when I put it on, and I'm up in a tree, and it's tight, I can use my foot to push the pressure, and my other foot to kick this off while I'm holding both this, and I'll have another strap up here holding the sticks, so I can pull this apart and still hold it up while I'm up in the air. I'll show you when I get up there. I'll be tethered to a tree so I'm safe and I won't fall down. So I'll hold this, try and use both my feet, kick off. Not a whole lot of movement. Basically just sitting there and tethered up, use my feet, kick off, hold everything, pull it apart, and guess what? I still have it. Then I just pull it up high as I can, strap it up, and I put my foot in the aider and continue to climb. And then I'll get about 15-ish foot up. And at that point, that's about high as I want to get, honestly. Get the best shots I can get, the best chance I can get, taking harvesting a deer or turkey or something. Whatever you're hunting. But that's my modification. I'm going to show you how it works. And got my platform hooked up here. I got some pouches. I'm rocking the XOP Mondo, and mainly because it has the buckles here on the waist and on the legs. I keep them loose, just cause, or not too loose, but snug, I guess you could say, where if I fall, it's going to catch me. I'm not going to just slide out the thing. And once I get up in a tree and I'm finally tethered, I have platform up and all that, I'm loosening up, getting comfortable, and adjusting to how the tree is swaying. Like this has a lean to it. So I'm going to adjust the tether based on the lean and all that. All right, let's start climbing. Pin you up a bit so you can watch that. So I'm gonna put this up high as I can. So the aider's basically almost touching the ground. This is about almost 5 foot worth of the aider here. Throw this sucker around. Obviously I used this on a large tree last time. I gotta tighten it up a lot. Just like that. It's up there. So that across there. Put this up here, or one of these. That way I can reach it when I'm up high enough. Because I'm going to be up high enough to where I can use a foot or knee or something to push this buckle to loosen it up. Make sure it's nice and tight. Have something to pull your bow up, whether it be rope or whatever. I use the HSS. Basically, you wind it up kind of like it would be like a dog leash almost kind of thing. All right, that's that. Okay, in these pouches, I have my ropes. That up high as I can, feed it through. Just kind of let it hang there until I get up high enough, or up a few feet. I'll lock in, stay tied to the tree. Second step, pin y'all up a bit so you can watch this. Okay. Should prep for that. Sorry guys, going for a ride. That way you can see the buckle here. It's tight. It's all up here. And then this is how I'm going to hold it by my hand. But to make sure it doesn't fall, I also have carabiner with the rope. Very important because you don't want to be up in a tree and just lose your stick. Always have a backup or a plan for worst case scenarios. It's the most important thing. Don't just literally leave yourself hanging. It's not a good plan. Okay, got those. Make sure I got everything. Second rope, in case there's another limb, you just put the other tether around that limb, lock on, take this tether off, and continue climbing up is how I would do it. Literally, just like that. Tighten these up, make sure your aiders are tight so they don't fall off, or you're going to be climbing down or climbing up with a lot more transitions, which I do not enjoy. Less movement the better. There's that. Tighten that up. And everything here is reasonably priced. The stick I got for 60 bucks. Let me explain where I got it. Amazon. Aider, Amazon. And the Mondo saddle, guess what? Amazon again. It came with a platform. Can't beat it. Basically, I bought the saddle itself, and it came with 3 ropes. It did not come with pouches. I bought these on Amazon, and guess what? I tied it up to where it would fit, tied the pouches up so it won't fall off. It's nice and tight. And rangefinder, Amazon. The stick I bought for 60 bucks. Aiders were 20 bucks. So that's already less than 100 there. The saddle with the 3 linesmen / tether ropes and bridge is basically 3 ropes and three ropes and saddle and platform were 220 bucks. So altogether there was about just under 300, or right at 300, a little over. And then I have what I use to hold my bow and my bag. Well, I just take a normal bag that could hold basically all this on the outside, and then I have basically I use my phone to go hunting. So I use an arm, it's supposed to be for camera arms, I use to have a phone mount on that clips around the phone. And that's about it. And game bags for if I'm very far back and I don't want to drag a whole deer out. I will use the gutless method, take my meat, put it in the game bag, and throw it in my bag. Wash the bag out. Now, this is the one thing I would not skimp out on, is something to put your bow or bag on. I got this from BK Outdoors. It's like the Sis strap, I think it's what it's called. And hook everything up to it. Basically, you hook it up to itself. Voila. Wrap around a tree, and you just tighten it up. Nice and tight. And then you could loosen up with this. Voila. Comes out of the tree, or it comes loose, unstrap it. Sometimes I put it around my head and climb up. But since I got these dump pouches, I just put it in here. When I climb up a tree, it stays secure to my body. These dump pouches are big from Amazon. I could put 2 or 3 lining ropes in. And excuse that house, it's getting built by my father-in-law, so you might see that in the background. All right, I'm going to start ascending, show you how this is done, and you can determine whether if this is for you, if you want to save a couple $100 instead of getting like 4 sticks for a couple $100, or maybe 175, whatever. You get this for less than 100, and you do the exact same thing essentially, and it only requires, it's super light. I found it's lighter than 4 sticks. Obviously, it's just some rope, some fabric, and 1 stick. It's so much easier than trying to fumble 4 sticks, or the clanking of all the sticks together. Sometimes, yes, you can use self-tape. I just chose not to go the route, and here we are. And I could have saved a lot more if I would have known this, and I'm trying to help you all out. Well, you could do it a cheaper way than buying a 1 stick, or was it the hybrid where it has a platform and stick, and you put aiders on it and go up, do like 6 to 7 transitions. You do 1, if any. You just set this up and climb up, put your platform up about 10 foot up in the air. Because right here is about 6'5", where this hand is. It's about almost 7, and say another foot or 2 if you want to make a big step, you'd be 10 to 11 foot up in the air. I don't know why I didn't think about this. I was just like, oh yeah, cool, like you have all these sticks, be all the way up in the tree. And then sometimes that gave me away, was all this stuff and flapping in the wind, because I didn't know what to do with that until several years, or I say several, couple years of climbing up in the saddle, getting these things. Will save your life. You can tie these around like this if you want, keep it from flapping. I usually put it, I always have a couple in my dump pouch. I'll use my foot to hook the aider up, put up here. I'll be standing on like one of these steps, pull this up slowly, and then tie it up. And guess what? Yeah, it might have a little bit of flap, but not as much as it's hanging down there. Just trying to think things out, you know? Learn from my terrible experiences. Okay, enough gapping for me. All right, hook on. It's safe. See that? Sometimes you just do it by hand. Just push this, and I'm hanging. See that? I can push off. Got my saddle still on my platform, just hanging here. It's not hurting, nothing. I'm just chilling. If I want to, I'd just hang like this, kill something from here. Okay, so that being said, I had to unhook that. Hang on to that. And just put high as I can get. I try to keep it below my tether. But if you go over, guess what? You have another rope and dump pouch. Heck yeah. If it spins on you, that's all right. And that's why I leave it hooked on, in case it falls. You don't want that. Then sometimes I like to bring it around where it's easier to climb up. I'll put it here, right in front of me, like that. And yes, I use tennis shoes to hunt, probably 50% of the time. Sometimes I have boots, but it is what it is. There's that, a transition, and I'm already, let's see, 6 foot in the air right now, right here. My legs are 6 foot in the air. Woo! So I can push off, put my foot in, toe to the tree, just like that. Start climbing, and guess what? By the time I get to this the top part here of the stick, it'll be 10 foot. And by the time I stand up, put my platform up, that's 15 feet. I've killed a deer from 10 foot, right here where my hand is. I know, here's my hand, another foot up, 10 foot. I've killed, literally I was so scared of heights. And in fact, I killed a deer right in this tree, getting water, early season. This last year. I was still a little scared of heights. So I got some more experience. And the easy part going down is, like, again, you just sit here, put it on. Here, we'll put it right there. Step down. This is the easiest part because literally you're descending. You set it on, step on it, make the climb. I could stand up, hug the tree, adjust my rope, climb down a little more, make sure you get your foot in there. Don't do what I did. And see, look, tether's got me. I'm not falling. Safest thing, saddle hunting. And see, I just swing around, take it slow. Lower the tether. And I'm up here. Take a couple steps down. And just like that, I'm a foot off the ground. I just unhook and I just jump down. Too easy, right? I wish I would have known this when I first started. I would have saved so much money and everything would have been so much lighter. Man, I'm not sweating. Here it is, 78 degrees out here, Oklahoma. It's warm. So I'll just get up, unhook from our bridge, step down. And like that, it's too easy. It's too easy, y'all. And that's how I saved. That's how I saved money. Or you could save money. I did not save money. All I used for these were bungee, some bungee cord. You could use paracord if you want. I just bought 6 foot of this, and that was enough for everything I need. And yeah, just like that. You let it hang, whatever. And it's too easy. I don't know why I didn't think of this or anyone else thought of this, to try to make it easier on people instead of just like, hey, come buy this one stick. It's $250 itself. Like, Or I could buy something that's $60 for a stick, or you could just use a three-step stick if you want. If you're not comfortable, but it's literally a 4-step aider. You can cut one off if you want, or 2, and just make 2 or 3 transitions and you're hunting. This is the lightest stick. I bought these on the side and they were a couple $100. And yeah, they were nice, but I was carrying them and I was like, how am I gonna put them up the tree? Bought a bunch of S-beaners and hooked them on my side, and it was just really heavy, clanking them all up. It's rough. And these hooks on my saddle, got them from Amazon, and guess what? Here, I'll pan down for y'all. Don't stare at my butt. There's these hooks on Amazon that you hang your saddle or hang your platform. It's made my life so much easier just to have something to hang my platform on my saddle while I'm climbing up, and I have to only worry about this stick, 2 ropes. And the thing I did upgrade already was my bridge. I went to an Amsteel bridge instead of using just another rope. I'll pan down for that. Look at my gut. Got Amstel rope, so I could just loosen it up if I want to, or tighten it down if I want to. But I'll leave it about here. I want about, let's say, almost a foot out of that flexibility. And like I said, I keep most of my straps loose, because guess what? I want to feel comfortable in the tree. And you can use these ropes to make a bridge. And that's what they came with, so you can use them for. What I did was cut this loop, one side here, you feed it through. Feed it through one of the loops. Yes, I did this in the beginning. I just fed it through like that. And I clipped it on, and you can technically do the same thing with this. You tighten and loosen it. That's just a lot of extra rope to me that I don't need. Literally, it's touching the ground. So that's one thing I didn't like, is all this rope. And having to use a carabiner, that's just a lot of extra noise I don't want. Just trying to cut down noise. And cut down on a lot of extra work, and it getting in the way. It would get, and basically it was just that the rope was getting in the way while I was in the platform and trying to move around, try to take some shots. I'd step on the rope. It's counterproductive, stepping on something that's just hanging out. What you could do is just tie it up, use one of those gear ties, the cable ties, use that to tie it up. That'll work. But that knot will just get in the way when I'm turning around. It happens. But I'm going to set up my platform and show you how I get seated. There's plenty of other videos of people doing that as well. But I figure I might as well do it. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you. All right. I also forgot to tell you how I also tie up my tether once I'm in a tree. Instead of just hooping it through here, put through, oh wait. See, is that how I did it? Yeah, pull it all the way through. And then use this loop. Clip it in. It's really tight. It's not going to come loose. It won't move on you whether you take off a little bit of weight. It won't move. It won't adjust at all. It won't fall down. Nothing. So unless you basically almost have to beat it down to come undone. That's my favorite way of tying it up. Here, I'll put it up now. Probably hear airplane. People coming in from spring break. And then just like that. It's not turning. See how tight that is? No matter which way. That's as tight as you can get. And yes, you'll have to beat it off, trying to take it off the platform. So just unhook that side, unhook that side, and just kind of fill its way out. Voila, and guess what? Yep, some more ties to keep down the noise. You gotta keep down that noise. Just undo that. It's gonna be a little bit of noise. Just take it slow. Once you're up in a tree, you're tied off. Here, I'll simulate that. Tie it off. Put saddle up. Or, I don't know why I keep calling it saddle. put your platform up. This I don't bother putting a bunch of ties on because it's going from my butt straight from my saddle up to here. And then when I take it off, it's the first thing that goes on. To descend. So there's that. What I do is I'll step on this, put it down, and if it's not completely tight, I'll step on it again, make it even tighter. And if that's not tight enough, do it one more time, because guess what? You're feeding into it. It's gonna get so tight. Here. Pull this up a bit so I don't fall. Safety first, you know? So do this, pick it up, really step down, bite into there, awesome. So yeah, I can take shots like this, on the edge, on this side, like that, and turn around this way, like that. Okay, I'm also going to show y'all a nice little trick up here. All right, so when I'm hunting and I'm trying to go on this side of the tree, or it would be the weak side, I don't call it a weak side. A lot of people, they will do this thing of grab their bow, go all the way around, shift all their body all the way around here, shoot this way. But they'll do it standing up, obviously. For me, I found it easier almost to grab the bow, back up, and put my bow through here, shoot like this. So I feel like that's a lot less movements than trying to spin all the way around and not be able to see the deer. It's something I just didn't want to miss, was seeing if the deer catches me or not. If I'm doing this, I have no idea what's happening. It's not worth losing a deer over. Go slow. Obviously you're gonna go slow either way, but this way you can see if you're gonna hit something, whatever. If you're already looking this way, why not stay looking that ooh, sorry. Stay looking that way and just watch everything that you're doing, whether you're gonna hit, or you can take the arrow out of the bow and just put it in that way, then put it back in slowly, or you just watch what you're doing very slowly. I mean, as you're pulling your bow and arrow back and feeding it through. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, to me, that's way easier, and I'd rather have this hold me against a tree while I'm leaning over. You loosen it up if you want a little before you grab your bow, but obviously you're not going to do any of that unless you got the time to do it. Now, if I'm turning all the way around, I can't see if the deer's coming, or if the deer ran off, or if it's walking away. And I did that and I get all the way there, deer's gone, or I don't know if the deer walked behind the tree while I turned around and I had to go all the way back. I could just stand there and watch, see if while I'm moving, if I can switch back over. To me, that just makes more sense. There's some tips and tricks. Hopefully you can save some money and time. Sanity. Not much of that nowadays. Anyway, hopefully this comes handy to someone out there. and you can use this information and harvest more deer. All right, so I said I was going to have this bow for the giveaway bow, still is, but before I do the giveaway, I will be switching out the strings, give a new D-loop, new peep, sight. It will be one I tie in, it won't be this D-loop stuff, or yeah, this peep tubing stuff or anything like that. It'll be real peep, and change out the strings like I said. I might switch this little piece, who knows. Yeah, it's gonna come with the V biscuit, come with the sight. The sight's pretty solid. Stabilizer's gonna be the same. I might switch out the quiver. The quiver's pretty cheap. And after I do all that, I will be giving it away in the beginning of October, because I know I can get a deer the first couple of days with this. I will do my best to get turkey and a hog. We will see. But this I will be able to give away. And beginning of October, I thought, for some reason I was like, oh, November, it'll probably be best. No, I'll be doing that giveaway at the beginning of October. All you have to do is put a comment, like, subscribe, and I will take each comment from one of the subscribers, and each comment will be put into a pool. For each video you comment on, I'll be putting into a pool, and the higher the number, the higher the odds, obviously. So, I mean, go ahead, comment away, but it's only you. I'll only take one comment per person per video. So in other words, you can only comment, I'll only take one comment per person per video. So to make it fair, that way you're not putting 15 comments on one video, but all right, I have 20 chances now. You have to do a comment per video, say something, and you'll be put into a pool, and I'll do a randomizer between, like, hey, John Doe put in for 20 videos where it had 20 comments, one per 20 videos, and you had 20 chances to get drawn, to make it fair, so it's fair for everyone. All right, that being said, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment to get into this and to help out the channel so I can keep doing videos like this and keep providing content, and for y'all to see if it'll help you out in the future to save money, whether it would be to also, I don't know, just to give you entertainment, because I look like a fool climbing into this thing. Is what it is. I'm not scared to act a fool or look like one either. And I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day.